Today, we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Sasuke Uchiha Ninja Prodigy of the Uchiha clan bloodline, or Kid Sasuke from Naruto. In his first outfit, the one before he had the cool black one. He kind of had like the whole turtleneck on. I don't know what's going on here. As you can see, front of the box, picture, side of the box, picture, back of the box, stuff. And back of them, and then we have the side again, and then front. Boom, there's your box. Inside of the box, we have a good couple of things, 4 alternate faces, quite a few extra hands, to the point where I'm actually not sure. I think it's 4 sets and then 2 random. A Chidori effect, a flame effect, and this giant shuriken, which is on a second tray, which just does that. And here we have Sasuke out of the box, and yeah, he looks pretty cool. I mean, as far as Sasuke Uchiha goes, there's not really much you could do wrong here. This is pretty much exactly what I think of for Kid Sasuke. Again, I like the black outfit, but I actually kind of prefer the blue. Because in his later design, he still has the blue and not the black. So that's kind of the whole thing. He keeps the gray and blue color scheme in his secondary attire, like the Shippuden attire, which is nice. You know, I like that they kind of kept that. As far as it goes, everything's pretty good. Looking at the arms, we got sleeves, which aren't there, and then he has, like, sleeves that are cut off, I guess. I don't know. His legs are pretty good. The right side has a pouch, the left does not. The bandages on the legs look pretty good. And then the torso is just a shirt. There's not really anything special about it. It's like a turtleneck. Not really, though. It's got a really big collar. Back of the figure, we have the Uchiha logo. And then we have a ball-jointed pouch back here for ninja stuff. So yeah, he has a bunch of pouches on him. He's just really solid, if I'm being honest here, just design-wise. There's not really anything missing. Height-wise, a little bit shorter, but he is Kid Sasuke, so that is kind of necessary. And I mean, as far as it goes, the head-wise, he's very spiky in the hair, and I just really poked my finger on that when I tapped it. Ow. The headband is there. That's all tied up. It's kind of weird seeing him with the headband, because I'm so used to him without the headband, but yes, there is no headband, or there is a headband. Whatever one. And I mean, as far as it goes, just looks pretty great overall. Nailed the likeness, nailed everything, and I mean, that's pretty much the figure's design. So let's get into the accessories, which there's a lot of, again. 2 reviews in a row. I know I'm doing this after Orochimaru. I'm doing them the same day, so that's fun. But, yeah, there's a lot of accessories to go through. Starting out, we obviously have hands, starting with fists, of course, fists. We then have open grip hands. We then have a kind of flat hand, a kunai holding hand. We then have the blowing hand for the fire effect. We then have another kind of open hand, which I'm thinking is for the shuriken. And then we have a jutsu hand where his hands are put together, similar to the one that Kakashi comes with. After that, we obviously then have faces, which are pretty good as well. Starting out with his neutral expression face. Pretty good, I guess. You know, it is what it is. It's just a neutral face. We then have a smug expression face. Kind of has like a little bit of a smug look to him. We then have a yelling face, which has the Sharingan active. We then have the blowing face for the fire effect. And we then have the kind of animated expression. The only figures in the line that I own that don't come with that, I think, well, from the main group, now I'm thinking about it, it's like a half and half. I own like 8 Naruto figures. No, I own more than that. I'm stupid. But it's like a half-half. Half of them come with the comedic face. Some of them do, some of them don't. For the most part. Mostly villains don't, and I think Minato doesn't. But as far as it goes, that is essentially Sasuke's hands and faces. We then have his other stuff to take a look at. So starting out here with the accessories, we first have the kunai, which I'm not sure if it's the same one that came with the Shippuden Naruto, but the end comes off. I don't remember the Shippuden Naruto's having the end be removable. So essentially, slots into the hand, real nice and easy. And you just add that back on there, and he gets his kunai, and he holds it a lot better than the other figures that have it. It's a very good way to do it. And it looks pretty good. Same paint apps, just kind of a black metallic sheen, and then the kind of beige wrapping looks really good. And the other hand here, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, though, that it's made for the shuriken, which is quite large. Very large shuriken. Very cool, though. I'm pretty sure we do see this again with the event-exclusive Kakashi from Naruto Top 99. So, I believe you get 2 with that one. It's pretty nice. It's just a big old shuriken. Realistically, it's really cool, though. I mean, I don't really have a problem with him including it. It is something that he did use him in Naruto with that little combo attack in the first arc, which was really cool. And that is those accessories, but we then have a bunch of effect parts. Oh, God. So the next thing has to do with one of the unique hands, that being the blowing hand. So I thought the other one, the shuriken holding hand. This is the blowing hand. You do get a base for it, which is assembled by putting the ball joint into the circular part. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'm very wrong. Ball joint actually goes up top into this. And there we have that. There is a port there, and you're kind of got to get that in there. Don't know how well it's going to go. And I think we should obviously swap the face out just for the accuracy of it. Now, I will not lie to you. The removal of the face is a little iffy because it's the same. It's the 2 peg that goes up. But, and this is the problem, it just doesn't go on very well. I feel like removing the head is probably the best option, if I'm being real with you, to get that there. And then obviously you got to crouch him down a bit and kind of get everything situated, and kind of put that there. And can we get it posed? There we have it. Bada bing, bada boom. Fire-breathing Sasuke. That's cool. You can use it with Itachi as well, so just keep that in mind, that if you do have the Itachi, it very much does work with him, because he also has the blowing face, so that's cool. So this effect's actually a pretty good one, because it has multiple uses. So I do like that. And then we have his next effect, which is another pretty big one. And this other pretty big effect is, of course, the Chidori. Yeah, it wasn't not gonna come with one. And essentially, you just remove his hand, similar to the other one, which is unfortunate, because I would much rather them go with a, like, over the fist. I don't know why with the Chidori effect, and the problem I have with it is the hole is way too small. This is one of the few effects I usually have to heat up to get on. It stayed on that time because I think, put it in. It's hard to see the point in which you also have to insert the ball joint. I also have a bit of paint chipping at the top, which is a bit unfortunate. But I do actually like this Chidori piece. It's a lot smaller, obviously, than the one that comes at Shippuden Sasuke, but I do quite like this one a lot. It has a bit more to it, where the electricity is kind of going everywhere. The Shippuden one, there's a bit of it going, but it's not like... This one I find they just go out a little farther, these little electrical parts. So it does look a lot cooler, in my opinion. So for the articulation of Sasuke Uchiha, here we have a ball joint in the neck and the head, but the head's a little more restricted than the neck. The neck's actually quite mobile. Forward and back, along with a pretty good butterfly. You can definitely get that Naruto run going. You definitely can do it with him. A lot of them I don't find you can, but you can definitely do it with Sasuke. We then have a double elbow, but the sleeve restricts it, which is a bit unfortunate. A swivel inward is pretty good. A rotation. The area here is a bit restrictive. This part of the shirt is actually rubber, but it's just not soft enough, so it kind of only gets that much forward. One thing that is kind of neat, though, is that if you bend him back so far, usually they continue the detailing, they actually, like, they cut the pants right there, which is accurate. Weirdly enough, they actually did that. I thought the pants or the shirt would be there. They actually put the flesh tone down there to continue that, which is a little weird, but that's a pretty good attention to detail. The forward and back is pretty good. The outward, this is really odd on mine. It's really loose. There's then a knee joint, a nice ankle tilt, and rotation, forward and back. And that is basically it, other than your delt at the toes. And that is Sasuke Uchiha. And so for my final thoughts on Sasuke, he's really good. I do like this one. It's weird because the more grown-up version of Sasuke is one of my favorite figures in general from SH Figuarts. And this one here, honestly, doesn't disappoint either. This one's really good. Like, there's not much wrong. Again, this is one of my favorite designs for Sasuke. I love this and the Shippuden design. They're my two favorite. Maybe the Boruto one with the one arm and the cloak. I always love a good cloak. But this genuinely is pretty good. There's not really much missing. Again, the accessories, I went all out with it. There's only one Sharingan face, but again, with the Sharingan users, it's a little iffy. If they had a way to swap eyes, that would be cool. I think that would be awesome, but it would be just kind of, there'd always be a weird cut in the face, and that wouldn't be great unless they made it like a pop-out section. That's like the only way, and I think that'd be like the best way to do the Sharingan eyes, because realistically, the only one Sharingan face, it makes a bit more sense with this one, but even with the adult Sasuke, they gave you each Sharingan per face. You had the regular one, like his neutral face was the typical eyes. They had the regular Sharingan with his teeth grit. The yelling face was the Rinnegan, and then one of the other faces had the manga kill. Like, it's just how it is. It's just a bit weird. And again, I think that this figure is great. He's one I don't think you should skip, especially with Kid Naruto being a pretty cheap figure. Pretty good combo, if I'm being honest. I bought them together so I could do their little fight thing. I actually forgot to mention one accessory, but this comes with a Orochimaru, which you've probably seen in the review if you watch that one. You get this head with Orochimaru, the corrupted head. So that's cool. It sadly takes the peg out of his neck, at least mine does. So I did not put it on during the review. I also forgot anyway, so it's pretty good. But that is essentially it for this review. I'm giving him a 5 out of 5. Again, I know, but he's perfect. There's nothing wrong here. He got everything he needs. He's honestly one of the must-get from the Naruto line. I genuinely believe it. Like, believe it, yes. But, yeah, he's just great. That's really all I have to say on Sasuke here. This has been my review. This has been I'll Delete, signing out.